Hi.
Hello, it's Laura. Since we're being recorded, this is Loracle, also known as Laura Jones, and it is the 29th of June, 2016, and this is some information for you. So can I give you my impressions? There's a little bird that's like hopping onto my front porch furniture, and I have never seen that before.
Aw.
Um, yeah, it's a covered porch, and actually, there's like two of them. Two of them were bouncing up there just now. So I think
Aw.
that's a sign for you. So I
Aw.
want to say, yeah, I think they are like house finches, and
Aw.
yeah, they have such a lovely song. So that
Aw.
bodes well. Told me that you like the animals, but I kind of see you like Snow White with the little rabbits jumping around and that sort of thing. When I see that
Aw.
for somebody, that means that your heart is in alignment with this kind of like um peacefulness, or kind of it also has like a built-in kindness. So the built-in kindness, the animals can pick up on that. And so
Aw.
they find you as being like a safe place. Whereas a lot of humans, they see them as being chaotic and people that they can't like figure out, so they don't like fall into the natural nature very well.
I
But
can yeah, I see that in other people, and I don't understand how people can be like that myself.
yeah, yep, yep. And it goes beyond pets. It goes into like the natural world. And that whole idea of how can we litter, how can we pollute, how can we
Yeah.
all of those bigger things, not to mention we definitely have, problems with the way people take care of their pets and all of that.
Exactly.
But we are talking about the big picture of nature here, that you prefer to operate in a way where you do no harm to anybody or anything. And so that is a really good sign that you should be available to doing your intuitive work on a bigger level. I believe that anybody that's going to succeed in doing their intuitive work to help others, right now there is a real need for integrity and a real need for walking your talk when you do intuitive work to help others. And I feel like you are at that place where you're willing to that things matter to you so much that
Yeah.
you're willing to take the responsibility that goes along with realizing that you're here to help the world.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I know that you have a sense, and have had since I'm hearing like you were 2, 3, 4 years old, that there was something special about you. And I'm not saying that that's, everybody has something special about them. But what I mean for you is that it has been this pathway to make sure that you wake up to your spirituality or to your soul's work, so that you can actively and consciously start making changes in your life right now that will help you to be even more effective in helping others. It doesn't matter so much what it looks like as much as you get a chance to really feel like you're making a good difference in the world. That is the important thing. So you have some choices, how that can all come about.
Okay.
Now, approximately how old are you?
36.
Okay. At age 28, you turned a corner, and I'm hearing that life started to get even easier for you at that point, or at least the commitment to try to make yourself available to a more peaceful life, or a life that had less drama in it.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like you've made some good choices that way, or are trying to make good choices that way, to try to have peaceful people around you, because I also know that through your big open heart that you've been somewhat subject to people not treating you as well as you deserve to be treated.
You're talking about my exes. You're completely
Yeah.
right. You're completely right. That's why I've chosen to be alone for the most part.
Yeah. And so I feel like, that there is a way for you to get back to feeling, like you could trust a relationship again and trust yourself in a relationship and that sort of thing. So I would just kind of lump it into your whole life has kind of taken a change for the better, that you decided some of the old ways and some of the old people just weren't going to be good enough for, how you view yourself and the level of respect that you have to have for yourself in order to move forward in a really great way.
Yeah.
So I know that probably showed up mostly in the boyfriend thing, but I want you to.
But other people too. I let people know when they're doing wrong. So yeah.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. So, so now moving forward, it reminds me of this book that I read a while ago, or quite a while ago. It's called The Prayer of Jabez.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay.
And The Prayer of Jabez, and I don't know that you need to read the book, but it's up to you, if you want to. It's Jabez.
Oh, it's close. Okay.
And the thing is that there's this part in the Bible where it goes, so-and-so begat so-and-so, and then so-and-so begat so-and-so, and so-and-so begat so-and-so. So it's all about, the biggest thing that you do in your life is you have a family, they grow up, you die, and then somebody else comes in and has a family, they grow up, and then they die, and that's all that life is about. Well, in the Bible, Jabez said, hey, God, I want to do something more than just have a family and have my children be my legacy. He said, I want more out of life. I want to make a bigger difference. And so he prayed to God to expand his territory, kind of meaning that he prayed to God and said, all right, I want to make the biggest difference possible. So if it means even beyond my family, not instead of, but, more than or beyond, or if I have more life in me, help me to help other people. Uh-huh. And so God came into his life and said, okay, yes. So out of that, it's like people were born then after that to sometimes be of great service, or they are awake to the idea that they want to make a big difference in the world. And I feel like that's the point that you're at.
Yeah.
Not only that, but not only would you want to help others and want to make the world a better place, but you'd probably help others more than you would help yourself. And so there is a good aspect to that you have empathy and you have compassion. And I know that those are two really important things to have in order to be able to make the world a better place. Uh-huh. Part of what's missing when you decided that when you let go of, all right, you're out, you're not good enough, behave,
yeah.
is that you ended out forgetting about having compassion and empathy for yourself. So you've been busy trying to keep other people in line or try to keep them out of your life, or trying really hard to keep things peaceful in your life. Now, some of the direction needs to go towards, what do you need in life so that you can be peaceful?
Okay.
So instead of making the world be peaceful for you, you need to decide, what do you want to come into your life that helps your life to be peaceful. Then all that extra energy that you've been using to try to keep the world, behaving, can be used to help others that actually want your help.
Okay.
Does that make sense, the difference between that?
Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like I feel better when I'm helping others, or when I can give more love to, like, my nieces or my son. Like, then I feel like I feel like I'm complete when I'm, like, especially when I'm cuddling my nieces. Is like, I can tell it's completely healing to my soul.
Yes, that's really
yeah.
good. That's really good. So being close to your family, especially the young ones, is really important to you.
Yeah. If I could have that forever, that would I could die happy.
Yeah. And so you were going through, obviously, a healing time. They're giving back to you parts of yourself when you were little that didn't get a chance to feel that. So when you give it to them and they feel it back, and you feel how comforted they are and how loved they feel they are, then those places inside of you feel that they're loved when they didn't feel that way before.
Correct. I feel like they need to feel that unconditional love and openness that I don't feel that they're getting from their parents. Yeah. So I'm glad I'm there. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think there's also a part of you that didn't feel like you got it.
Yeah, when I was older, I realized how my parents were. Correct.
Right. So by giving it, you're getting it back, right?
Yeah. Well,
that's what I'm
completely.
saying.
Yeah, it makes the heart whole. Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Yep. And it heals the part of you that didn't get that. See?
Yeah.
So, when I was little, I didn't have some of the best care. And so for a while, I ended out helping out with youngsters that were learning, and they were little. I mean, some of them were as young as like 3 years old, and some of the older ones were like 12 years old, and there was about 15 of them total. And there were a group of us that put them together and had them do plays. Including even having the little ones involved. And by working with those children and by giving them all the attention and by working together and putting together this fun thing to do on Mother's Day, I ended out feeling like I was growing up again. By being kind to them, it was like I found out that I was being kind to places inside of me, or to see their joy made those places inside of me feel better.
Yeah, yep, exactly.
So I want you to know that part of your process right now is healing yourself by giving your nieces what you didn't get.
Yeah. Yep, you're completely right. Yep.
Now, moving forward, you'll be doing and helping people from kind of like that same place. Like, I help people because I don't want them to suffer.
Yeah.
I help people because I don't want them to have to go through rough stuff like I went through rough stuff.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
I want people to know that they can get better from all the things that they've been through, just like I got better through all the things that I've been through.
Yeah.
And so that makes you really compassionate, and me really compassionate.
Yeah.
Now you add a dose of all of the intuitiveness that you mentioned that you have, and it can become pretty powerful work, because you are also then able to connect what you experience to something greater. And when you talked about mentioned that you had some intuitive things happening, and it's now part of what we can talk about is how do you get that to work for you so that you know how it fits with everything, because it can be an added extra when you're helping out people. Even your nieces might be really intuitive, so if you know more about it, you can help them. You can also find out, about, what people are good to hang around with and what people are not by utilizing your intuitiveness more and more. And also, too, I just got this wonderful picture of you'll be able to see fairies.
That's what I've been wanting to go out and see some fairies and even gnomes, but fairies, I'd love to, just talk to nature, talk to fairies, talk to any of them, and and see if I can do anything for them, or
yes. And I kind of get that you could also talk with the animals, no problem, like you said, nature.
Yeah.
So I think you might be, there might be something that you might be able to do there. The easiest way to spot a fairy is if you look at like a tree, and you'll notice a leaf moving, but no other leaves are moving. That's like a fairy jumping up and down on the leaf trying to get your attention.
Oh, okay. Neat.
Also, fairies leave behind little signs that they've been there. They particularly like out in nature when there's like a circle formed by trees.
Oh, okay.
And they make little dancing circles sometimes. So occasionally you might even see, if you find like a circle of trees, or I have a place at the back of my yard where there's some bushes that kind of make a private little horseshoe shape back there. Sometimes you can even see in the grass where they've been dancing around in a circle.
Oh, neat. Okay. I'm going to go hiking. Okay.
Yeah, so look for those places out there, and you'll be surprised. You might even see a little, like, dented down area where the fairies have been dancing.
Awesome. Okay.
They really like shiny things.
Okay.
And so sometimes you might catch out of the corner of your eye a shiny something or other, a shiny something or other that might be sticking out in the forest. It's like, what's that? What's that? And then you go, oh, that's just the light shining on, through, the tree and making a really bright spot. Okay. Then you get there and you go, wait a minute, no, I don't know. So be on the lookout for little shiny things that might like your attention.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
It's my experience that they look a lot like their pictures, fairies do and gnomes do.
Yeah.
And
okay. Awesome.
and so if you see a little leaf bouncing, or if you look, down and you see a little flower on a plant, that catches your attention, you can imagine what a fairy might look like. That would be a fairy for that particular plant. And usually, they have the little flowers for their hats, and they have little, leaves for their dresses, and they kind of blend in, and they like the colors. And so you can use your imagination, and I'm hearing that you have a very good imagination, that you can use your imagination to imagine the fairies, because when I see a fairy, I'll just say that it comes from a place in my head where I would imagine things.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever we do intuitive work, I feel like it runs through the part of my brain that's good with imagination. Because you have to be able to, when you're doing intuitive work, be able to see things. And how else would you see things other than that place inside of you that also sees things when you imagine it?
Uh-huh.
So there comes a time when looking at fairies that you have to trust that what you imagine you're actually seeing.
Okay. Yeah.
So one day I was out in my yard, and I bought a doorway, a little door on hinges. It's about 12 inches tall, and people lean them up against their trees, and then it looks like there's a door going into the tree, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like a little fairy door. Okay. So I was looking at the door, and I was going, well, I wonder if the fairies like that door. And then I opened up my imagination, opened it up, and I saw a tall fairy. And I thought, isn't that unusual that my imagination is imagining a tall fairy? And so I thought, all right, and then I noticed she was wearing a blue dress, and then I noticed that my fairy door is blue, so I thought, well, that's nice. And then months later, I read that fairies from different countries can be big or small.
Oh.
And that here in the United States, we have a lot of different kinds of fairies because we had people come from different parts of the world.
Okay.
And my family, part of them is Dutch and Scandinavian-type countries. Their fairies are sometimes bigger.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm imagining now that my grandparents maybe brought a fairy with them and they didn't even know it.
Oh.
So, and then I've seen little fairies too. So just a suggestion that to use your imagination and to notice those little flicks of bright light, and then also to notice those places where they like to hang out.
Okay.
That a combination of all of that might enhance your ability to see fairies. Gnomes are a little tougher to see, just out there, but the gnomes, they like to do heavy work, so they're sometimes best if they're if you like are. Do you have a yard?
No, unfortunately. I mean, there are trees. There's a bunch of trees here, but it's very short. I mean, it's like not much there. However, trees do cover through the window. All I see are trees. But they're like the interstate is to the left, like not too far, so it's like there's plenty of people around, so I can't imagine there'd be anything back there.
Yeah.
I'd have to go further south or something into the country.
Yeah. I think sometimes too, if you pick a favorite place and kind of get used to going back there, it does a whole lot with connecting with nature. First of all, you might notice, what birds hang out there the most, and then you can, kind of figure out what the trees are and what wildflowers might be there or whatever. So you kind of get used to knowing it. And the fairies like that a lot. When you pay attention or like have a favorite area, or they like it when you pick up trash.
Oh, okay.
Because they can't do that. There's a book books that you might like. The author's name and I don't know if you've got something to write down.
I do.
Okay, her name is Doreen.
Okay.
Doreen.
Yep.
Virtue. Virtue.
Okay.
She has a book on angels. She has a book on fairies. Anything that she has that you might be interested in, she's excellent.
Oh, I looked her up the other day. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
I know. I'm like Virtue. I know. I just looked her up. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And so you might want her book on fairies, because she says fairies are like earth angels. And so we have angels, but the angels are up in the sky. The fairies are much closer to the earth.
Okay. Yep.
And so since they're angels, they have a hard time like picking up trash and keeping the nature looking good. So they rely on us to do that. But the gnomes, they like to do heavy work. So it's sometimes helpful to utilize them when you have to, like, lift furniture or something like this.
Okay. I've thought about going out and asking to see one, probably giving an offering and then asking.
Yeah.
I'll give it a try.
Yeah, offerings work. I think that they mostly like to know that you're serious about nature.
Yeah.
So
I meant like something shiny. Someone told me that they met gnomes and they like shiny things too. So I'm like, well, of course. Then I'll give them something that means something to me and that's shiny. So.
Yeah. Yep. So I think that you'd be able to do that. So you just
because maybe there's stuff that I can do for them that they can't trust humans, and I know that I'm someone who would never harm, and they probably know that too. So I was like, why wouldn't I do something if I know I won't let anything harm any of them or anything? So yeah.
Yeah. So I'm getting that you would be really good with the fairy realm and really good with maybe even being able to, talk to animals. And I think you probably already do. So I think you could probably have a pretty decent conversation with a cat or a dog and know what they're saying. I just think that you probably are afraid that it's your imagination instead of the real thing.
It's hard to tell. I talk to I call her my niece cat, my sister's cat. Yeah, I mean, she listens. She's so smart. I think she knows what I'm saying actually, but I notice some dogs just don't care. They're just
yeah, right.
Because they have like a one-track mind, like play ball. Yeah, but I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yes. That is good. So you got that one down.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you hear things also. So what did you want to talk about today?
Yeah, I'm wondering what entities or spirits or are hanging out with me because I was told the one is called Tom who hangs out here and he is really sad and I keep talking to him. I'm like, I can't do anything for you. I'm sorry, I can't help you with, he was murdered and because someone told me that and I'm like, I try to talk to him, but I don't think he's leaving because he's still shaking my bed sometimes and I keep getting woken up with sounds in my head and it's really annoying when I'm tired. And I'm wondering if there's even more around me because, like, the one night I felt like something blew out the top or at the back of my head and blew my hair and stuff. So I'm wondering if there's any ETs or what spirits are hanging out with me.
Yeah. So, people who have passed over like you.
Okay.
Because you're sensitive.
I know, but I can't hear them and I can't do anything right now. So it's like,
I know. So here's the thing is that it's not really right that they're hanging out with you because you cannot do anything.
I wish I feel so bad. I don't know how.
I know.
I'm wondering how to make. I don't know how to improve my ability to hear them when I'm awake. I have no idea how to do that.
Right. So, first of all, the best way to help them is to help them to the light. Would you agree?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, but I don't think Tom was listening because someone else tried to tell him to go to the light, and he didn't do it because he's still shaking in bed. But yeah.
Right. So he's not. So sometimes then it's best for that type of being, since you cannot help them, they should not be hanging out with you. They should go someplace else.
Okay.
All right.
Poor guy. Okay.
Right. All right. So here's the way that you've got to think about it. Okay.
Yeah.
So people talk about spirits, but they can be very annoying.
Yeah.
Do you like the idea of Tom hanging out and watching you take a shower?
I told him, I'm like, you better not be watching me when I do this. No, it's not okay.
I know, but it's creepy.
It's
right.
Well, it's creepy, but at the same time, I'm guessing he doesn't care because he's. I'm guessing he doesn't care because he's used to. Who knows who he's going? I don't know if he's. I feel like sometimes he goes and hangs out with my neighbors and stuff. But yeah, it's creepy. But I also know that he's not an actual person. He's just a different, well, he's still a spirit. But I mean, I still think of him kind of as a person, actually. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. So a spirit. So he's somebody that's passed over, right?
Yeah, he's just in a different energy form. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's okay, but when they're in the light, they don't hang around your house, you know?
I think I know he'd feel better too. I keep telling him how sorry I am. I can't help, but he won't go.
Right. So here is a similar scenario that somebody just walked into your house and is making you feel bad all the time, you know?
Yeah, well, there are days that I go that I just don't do anything. I don't say anything. I just go on my life. I've been doing that since I can't do anything for him. Right. Yeah.
What I'm saying, though, is that there is an energy in your house that is not doing you any good, and that can cause sleeping problems. It can cause
You're right,
emotional problems. And with your intuitive work, you're going to want to be helpful. Otherwise, like I can't be helpful to everybody. You can't be helpful to everybody.
Yeah.
And if you're supposed to be helpful to this person, you would have already known that.
Okay.
All right, God would have made a way for you to figure that out.
Okay.
So, what I would suggest is that that next time you sense him around, that you point up and you go to the light.
Okay.
So when you point up, his attention, like if somebody was standing across from you, and you point up, they're going to look up.
Okay.
And then once his eyes get locked on the light, he's going to the light.
Oh, awesome. I'm going to do that. Okay. Good.
All right. I live
Good.
I have a big backyard. It goes clear back there, and then there's a cemetery.
Oh.
I don't have anybody walking through my house.
Oh, okay.
Because it's my house.
Okay.
I don't want somebody else's grandpa wandering through my house just because, he abused his niece and he feels bad about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I don't want anyone like that, that's for sure.
Right. So you don't know if this Tom guy, has a problem. Usually people that hover like that have some unfinished business.
Well, apparently he was murdered and it was unsolved. But yeah, you're right. I don't even know anything else about him in his life. He, if he was involved like that, he was probably troubled. So I don't know.
Yeah, probably troubled. And we know that everybody deserves to go to the light, no matter what happened or what they did. And then from the light, that's where mediums can do their best work.
Oh, okay.
Is after they've been up there, then they can come back. And then Tom can go, oh my gosh, now that I'm up here in heaven, I realize that I did a bad thing, so I've got to hunt down, my relatives, and I've got to try to get a message across to them to let them know that it wasn't their fault, and, that sort of thing. Then the healing can begin.
Okay.
So, even when I do medium work, which is talking to people that have passed over, like people that have committed suicide, sometimes they have a hard time going to the light.
Okay, yeah.
But everyone that I've talked to has gone to the light, and then they can give messages that are really helpful to the people that are left behind.
Okay.
So, people that have passed over, there is like this popular thing where people have learned about spirits, and so if they're like interested in spirits and stuff, then spirits can come and start bugging them, and then people think, well, this is cool, or I can't do anything about it, or I'll let them stay because they aren't really bothering me. What's really happening in that case then is that they're not helping anybody because those people are stuck and they need to be go to the light, and at the very least they need to learn to respect that they're not allowed in your house unless you invite them.
Okay.
Just like having a stranger in your house.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah, and Tom is a stranger. I don't get that he's connected to you.
Correct. I'm not. I don't. That's what people keep asking. I'm like, no one that really dies around me like that. No.
Right. So all the more reason to think about him as being your first one that you're going to say, go to the light.
Okay.
The way that I look at it in my own house is I don't want any spirits going through here. Yeah. You know what? I don't even really want my mom and dad hanging around. That's
I don't.
crazy to me to think about, oh, gee, here I am, making dinner, and there's my mom, It's like, I mean, special times is fine, but...
yeah.
All right. But the fact remains that you can still sense people who have died. So that tells me that your experience of having Tom in your house has alerted you to the fact that you can be pretty much aware of, spirits. So you might have a talent for that.
I am having trouble sensing energy, and I can only hear him like when he's walking. Then I can hear the floor creaking. Like I gotta hear something. Otherwise, I'm having trouble learning how to sense energy and stuff like that. That's why I'm trying to learn.
Yeah. So your kind of gateway then is the clairaudience. So at first I was clairaudient. When people say, well, I hear the floorboards creaking, it's like, do you realize if there were 10 people in the room, nobody else would hear those floorboards except for you?
Well, I hope so, because my son's across the hall. I keep telling Tom, I'm like, you better be leaving my son alone.
Right.
You better not be going in his room.
Yeah, and see, that's another reason why it's just not good to have spirits in your house, even if they're nice ones, because that can be confusing to a kid until they learn.
Well, he's old. He's old enough. He's 17. I don't think he'd be too freaked out, but I tried explaining some stuff to him before, and he thought I was crazy, and so he's not ready to be open to this yet.
Yeah. So and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Are you able to tell who else is here, or just like by what I tell you?
Yeah. Well, I get the sense of a little girl is there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And she's hiding in a corner, so she's a little bit afraid.
Oh no.
I also get that there's like a hooker lady, and I hear that was her grandmother.
Oh my gosh, her grandma is here too?
Uh-huh. Well, she kind of left her. And so...
Oh, that's not cool.
Right. And so now she's hiding in the corner from Tom.
Tom? Oh, Tom, you're going to go.
Yep. And the little girl needs to go to the light where she'll not be afraid anymore.
Okay.
And she'll go really easily.
Okay.
And I'm trying to picture where she's hiding so that you can maybe find her, and maybe you'll sense her in some way.
Okay.
Because she's being very quiet.
Oh, poor thing. You'd think she'd know I'm a good person because I goof around all the time with my son in here.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want him to be scared of me.
Yeah, it doesn't really have to do with you. She's still kind of like in that old world.
Okay.
All right, so it's not your fault that she feels afraid.
Okay.
She still thinks she's hiding from Tom, and she doesn't even really sense you. You know what I mean?
Aww.
Like a little scared child.
Okay.
So, do you have a place in your house where the ceiling is a little bit lower, like a attic space or a story and a half, where the walls kind of come down slanted?
That would be the stairway. Yes.
Okay. All right.
I feel like it's weird because I feel like I've always felt like there's something along the. My eyes always go towards the stairs. It's very odd.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's where the little girl is hiding. Now, I'm thinking, well, hiding on the staircase, but it might be like she would watch at the staircase.
Oh, there's also like a pantry. There's places.
Okay.
There's a right at the top of the stairs. There's like a cupboard thing there. Yeah, she could totally be there.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. So,
And then there's also a stepway at the bottom of the stairs she could be at, too.
yeah. So she's not going to move from there, but you could go there and see if you can, figure out. Sometimes it's a colder space. Sometimes you might feel a little breeze.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes you might, smell something, like, a little kid smell or powder smell or, something.
Yes, I've smelled different things in the past, like years ago, but I always blew it off. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking this might be like your first kind of like venture into seeing if you can find the energy of this little girl. And her name is Grace.
Oh, okay.
Find Grace. And she's sitting in a little pink dress. Looks like the 1940s.
Oh, okay.
And that kind of timing for the clothing, and she's very clean because she never wanted to do anything wrong. So she's kept her dress very nice.
Oh, but she's supposed to go out and play. Okay, poor thing.
Yeah. But what you're going to want to do is send her to the light.
Sure.
Okay, where the angels can take a hold of her.
Okay.
And help her to know what happened, and then they can help her to play and help her to get back, away from that kind of like trauma sort of feeling.
Okay. I will. Oh. So I don't have any ETs around me, huh? Oh, dang
ETs?
it. Yes. Yes,
right,
I've been in contact with Zetas before, but but they talk to me through other people. Okay, well, never mind. We'll stick to spirits.
No, I wanted to make sure to ask the guides if we were done with the spirits.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Please don't apologize. And so with the spirits, see if you can sense in the stairwell where this child is, and then point up and say, "Go to the light."
Okay.
And the light will lift her away, and then you'll know that you figured out where she is because you'll sense that she's gone.
Okay. I'll do that for her. Sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Because then maybe Tom will leave, because I think he likes to keep the little girl afraid.
Oh, Tom, you're going to get a smackdown. That's not okay. All right.
Right. And yeah, but he really needs to go to the light too. So if you get a sense of him and you can remember to point your hand and go to the light. And then, later on we can talk about, how do you talk with spirits when they come to you with a message for somebody.
Oh.
But they probably won't do that, or God won't do that with you, or your intuitive skills won't develop in mediumship until you know how to get people to go to the light.
Got it.
Most people that are stuck here don't want to go to the light, because then they feel like, like if they did something bad, if they leave, there's nothing left that they can do, is the way that they feel about it. Or if they have somebody that they're hunting down and they're going to get back at them, they can't leave and go to the light, because then they won't be able to get back at that person. Well, all of that is a bunch of baloney, but they don't know it.
Because they can do more probably at the other side. Okay, got it.
They can do way better on the other side. Okay, now let's get to the ETs. And
okay.
So I'm familiar too, because I know a lot about the Greys. So
Well, the Zetas are so nice to me, and they did protect me from Tom when Tom got a little touchy-feely with me a couple weeks ago. But I don't. But I'm hoping I have some kind of starseed family that hang around, and I don't know anything about that.
Yeah. So where are the Zetas from?
Orion, right?
Yep.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I get them mixed up sometimes.
Well, there's so many different ones, but these guys are actually good, and I don't believe I've ever been I'm not getting tested on or anything, so.
Right, and so that's all right. Yeah. And the Greys, there are some good Greys.
Oh, it's not Orion. It's Zeta Reticuli. I'm sorry. The Orions are the bad ones. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Zetas. I can look it up. Zetas.
But it's mostly your own personal experience of them that's most important. So I want to tell you that Tom was messing around with you because this little girl's grandmother was a prostitute.
Oh, Tom. Okay. Oh, nasty.
So I know. So you want him out. Okay.
Oh.
So, and you need to be empowered to say, go to the light.
Oh, I got real mad at him, and I told him he's got to go away. Okay, I'll be more strict, and I'll be like, no.
Yeah. Because they generally don't listen. And we don't want to make a huge deal out of it, so you just catch them off guard.
Got it.
And or you have to learn to be really persistent. So let's just say some guy was being inappropriate in your real life, right?
I would have taken him down, yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes it takes a while to get him out of your life. They hang on, oh, take me back, I'm sorry, and they do all that crap.
No. I'm past that. No way, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Got it.
So, but all right, now back to the Zetas.
Zeta Reticuli. Okay, I'm so sorry. The Orions are the bad. Okay, I got it. Okay.
Yep. And a lot of that is generalizations, and
there's so many different hybrids. It's like people don't have a clue how many they keep. Yeah.
And you're a hybrid too.
Ooh, an hybrid. Okay, that's neat. I had no idea. I don't know anything.
Yeah. And
what am I a hybrid of?
Well, I think part Zeta.
Because my friend, he has Zetas hanging around him. Is that why they are interested? Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes, Now, let me tell you what I'm hearing about you and your brand of hybrid is that that you came from Zeta, or from Zeta Reticula.
Got it. Reticula. There you go. I'm saying it all wrong. Okay.
And you came here a long time ago. I'm hearing 20,000 years ago. Well, in, star travel time and no time, that could be nothing. But here on Earth, you've had a lot of lifetimes because you wanted to understand humans really well.
That makes sense, yeah.
And so you came here as a Zeta, but you've, reincarnated with more and more human.
Okay.
So, you had husbands that were human, and they didn't know the difference, And I went to the Star Knowledge Conference.
Oh, neat. Okay.
And you could probably go on YouTube and look up Star Knowledge Conference.
Got it.
And maybe watch some of the information. It was Native Americans who, their clans in their different tribes, the clan that are called the Star Clan.
Got it.
They have the knowledge from when these tribes came from the stars originally. So, this part of the Indian population, and they're in a lot of different tribes, the Star Knowledge Conference, um, they mostly talk about some of the Lakota way.
Yeah. Okay. I've heard of them. Yep.
Yep. And but anyway, so there is a group of people and some psychics. I'm kind of known as the ET specialist
Oh, neat. Okay.
because most psychics don't even want to deal with it.
Oh, but I need to because I want to be connected to them. They're going to come, and I keep asking them to come to meet me, but maybe they thought I wasn't ready. I don't know.
Well, there are a lot of people that are walking around, a lot of ETs, but the native people would want us to call them star people.
Oh, that's fine with me. I don't like to call them ETs either. It's just I'm not sure. I can call them entities or I don't know.
Yeah.
But whatever they want. Star people's fine with me. That's much better.
So yeah, star people.
Here we go.
Or star beings
is
something that is kind of I'm hearing would be a good habit to get into.
Thank you. I like that.
Yeah, because
a lot of them actually were here before us, so it's like we're actually the foreigners here.
Yeah. So
this isn't our planet. Yeah. Oh, I've done so much research. That's why I'm so ready to learn more. Is that I can't find people who can help me, but yeah.
Yeah, and part of it is because a lot of it's not written down, and we've got to kind of remember it, and it's got to kind of make sense to us, as we're remembering it. So that makes sense to me when the information comes to me that you were a star person, and then you wanted so much to help out the humans that you had to have some human in you to really understand.
Am I gonna keep coming back then as a human? I'm done with people because people are so nasty. It's hard for me to be around that. It's I have a good understanding right now, and there are some good, but it's just hard.
Yeah, I understand. And no, you don't have to come back as a human.
Okay.
And then you don't have to. And then the question is whether it's the human part of you that is talking and that the Zeta part of you actually has more to do. So
I want to help people ascend. I mean, I want to make people better. It's the finding out how to take someone that's so sour and turn them around is what I don't know how to do.
Yeah. So I want to say that we each have, like that prayer of Jabez. He said, God, please, or Creator, or whatever, or the God of the God of the gods, or the Galactic Council that's in charge of all of the, star people that are, visiting our planet. However you want that to be.
Okay.
I forgot where that thought was going. I'll see if it...
Prayer of Jabez. That's okay.
Yeah, Prayer of Jabez, he said, please expand my territory. And so what happened with Jabez was suddenly he had more people to help, and he knew who to help. And then he didn't have to worry about the people that did not want his help. So
okay, I'm going to go read this because I need to know. That's stuff I need to know.
Yeah, now part of that is, what I got out of the book. So just remember that whatever clicks for you is really what you need to be paying attention to.
Okay.
The same reason why the star people really clicks for you. So, that's where you, you have to pay attention to what really makes sense for you personally. All right?
Yeah. Yep.
So if you've had fun and you can't get enough of the star people stuff, then hey, that must be really important to you and who you are.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not. I feel like I don't feel good if, like, now that I've woken up, that I feel like I need to be more connected to them, and because it's kind of lonely down here.
Yeah,
It's how it feels
I
to me right now.
understand. There are a lot of people on this planet, so therefore, more than ever, you have friends here that are awakened and going to be awakening just like you are.
That'd be
Okay?
wonderful. Yeah.
Yes. The thing is that we have not been the best at finding each other because we have been putting up with humanity and their misbehavior, and we've been distracted, and we've tried to take the high road, and we've tried to help people, and all the meanwhile we've been forgetting that we personally also need to have a feeling of real deep friends or feeling of people who understand us or see us for who we truly are. And it is possible because I have met a lot of people in my life and continue to meet people such as yourself where we know that we know more or different things or an expanded sense of things compared to most people.
Yeah, yep.
Then it is like, all right, if that's the case, then who are you? You must be somebody important to the big plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
The big plan to bring heaven here, or the big plan to help humans to turn things around,
to be
and
loving.
make it better.
Yeah.
Yep. So, if that's the case, then you are right now at the point in time where you're saying, I don't want to help these people that aren't grateful. I don't want to. It's too much of a pain in the butt. And not only that, but how can any regular guy ever be good enough for me? Right?
It's true because I don't feel any of them. I've realized lately that it's because they have young souls and they're not mature, and it goes to the soul level, not their bodies, not their physical level. It's actually I'm sensing them not mature in their spirit, and I can't find anybody who is mature, and that's the problem. That's why it's kind of lonely. There's nobody on that level.
Right. So you now know what you don't want.
Yeah.
Once you see and accept in yourself that you're that star being that is very advanced here in the middle of a world that is struggling right now to break through to the other side so things can start getting better.
Yeah.
If you recognize that in yourself, then you're going to start recognizing it in other people.
Yeah.
Because of the label that a lot of women have given men, and lots and lots and lots of times, rightly so.
I don't think they're all so bad, but yeah, I know.
Yeah. Then it's really kind of confusing to guys to figure out that they're awake. See?
Oh, I'm trying to spread slowly, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So, the more that we accept that there are a lot of guys around that are probably awake, wondering where the awake women are, that we'll find each other, and it is happening. So I want you to know that your process of exploring about yourself, awakening up to yourself, accepting yourself more as this amazing being that you are, then you shine this light that other bright people can notice.
That
So
makes perfect sense. Awesome.
right. So right now, if I were to meet you on the street and even talking with you, I'm going, I know this about you. I know this, I know this, I know this. You are one really cool star being, you know? But I don't see your light.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Because you're messing with like Tom in your house, who is not a star being. He doesn't have a clue. He doesn't even know to pass over to the light, you know?
Yeah.
And not only that, but he's had some bad behaviors.
Oh, I didn't know he was that bad. Tom, well, it was a surprise, and I wasn't positive it was Tom. I'm like, this doesn't seem like him when he got a little touchy-feely a week ago, or a couple weeks ago. I'm like, this doesn't seem like him, so I'm wondering if I have some kind of not so, but I did put a protection spell to not let bad things in here, so, I mean, he can't be too evil. However, he's going to have to, if he's Megan, I'm going to,
Right. So, I mean, I'm glad that you're giving him the benefit of the doubt, because if you're doing, because, I mean, if you send out too much hatred or too much anger, doing spell work can get kind of messed up. So
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Yep. So, what I would suggest is that you send them to the light, and that the protection that you now require come from a galactic sort of level of police work. All right, so we're asking, the police to keep us safe. Well, sometimes they can, sometimes they can't, on outside. All right. So then we have our angels and guides that are going around the earth and helping us out here. There's a whole other layer that's out there at the galactic level, and they really have some control over what's happening here on the earth plane. So once you claim yourself as being this star being that has some important work to do, and, we can talk about that further if you want to, It's
I do want to know I would like to know my purpose. I would love to know so that I can be reaffirmed, because I don't know, I'm kind of lost on my path, what classes am I supposed to take? What should I be focusing on? I'm not kind of lost. I'm just kind of winging it right now.
Well, sometimes, winging it is sometimes the best way, especially, like you said, if you're not spending a lot of money. And that's why, online and, and buying books and checking things out in a very kind of low-cost way so that you can find what you're drawn to the most.
Got it.
So if I was given, a book on astrology, a book on tarot cards, a book on angels, a book on ETs, a book on, Ayurvedic medicine, a book on Reiki, a book on this, a book on that, a book on this, it would be a good idea to pay attention to which one I want to read first.
Right now, I'm drawn to shamanism. I feel like I want to connect to the trees. I want to connect to Gaia more. So for whatever these past couple of days, it's all about shamanism. So I'm not sure.
That's really great. That's really great. And so along with shamanism, you might want to do some dream work.
Yes, I would love to. That's where I'm hearing things is when I'm half awake, half asleep, and then I'm seeing things when I first wake up, which I know mostly aren't true. But it's I'm trying to understand why or what's going on.
I like to meditate. I like to be quietest right before bed and right when I get up, because you're in between and you're really relaxed.
Okay.
And so that is a really good place. Shamans throughout history have used dream work as a really good way to connect.
Okay.
there's shaman journeys and stuff, and that's really good stuff too.
I don't want to do anything with drugs, though. Just to let you know, like I'm not doing anything with mind altering. I'm not. I'm not okay with that stuff. But I know they do that, but I'm not.
Yeah, I've never been drawn to it either.
No.
And so the way that I look at it is I've had some really pretty awesome experiences without it.
I don't need it. You're correct. See, I can wake up on myself and see some crazy things. Yeah.
Right. So I would encourage you to get a dream book.
Got it.
And then see if you can start solving problems by having dreams.
Excellent.
That might get you into connecting with the shaman inside of yourself.
Awesome.
So maybe you want to look into shamanic dream work rather than shamanic journeying.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, you already know what I'm doing. Okay. I saw them. Yep. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're at your hour here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we went through a whole lot of stuff. I tried my best to cover a lot of different things.
You did.
So that you had some sort of sense of what's going on for you. And so if you would like to sometime, do that series of 4, I would love to.
Yeah.
But I also feel like you said, I don't know, who I am. And so it's best to do a little bit more of checking out about what your interests are.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I'll read some books too. Definitely.
Yeah.
I need a better understanding of this stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Because having a better understanding of everything has really helped me with my work. I tend to, gravitate to some things, but to have a really good knowledge about a lot of different things is really helpful. I want to say that, are you familiar with the group that meets called Common Thread?
No.
Oh, so you might like this. It's free.
Okay.
They have Saturday morning discussion groups.
Okay.
And it's called The Common Thread.
Okay.
And they meet at Plymouth Church. Oh, you're long distance.
Yeah, I know. There's a Plymouth here, though.
Darn.
Outside. Do you think they're up here somewhere? The Common Thread. I can ask if they have ties up here, because it is the Twin Cities. But I am part of meetups. I'm part of a Starseed group, but they only meet once a month, and none of them are experiencing what I am, but some of them do know they're doing stuff in the astral realm.
Yeah. See,
like commander of a ship.
So that
and stuff
already
like that.
tells you you're like meeting with a star group, and you know more than them, right? It's like
they share a lot of stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
So Amber, it's like duh. That's a sign that there is something a little bit more about you than most. It's like, oh yeah, I've had experiences and stuff, and most people that I hang out with have never had one, So you've got to kind of claim those things as standing out from the ordinary, okay?
Yeah.
But you might want to, see, some shamanic journeying that people do are just with drums.
Yeah, I was going to go and listen to drums. Well, see, I have chronic fatigue, and that's the other path that I have to figure out how to get over this. I have accepted it. I know that I needed to learn more compassion, and especially from my mom, who has fibromyalgia. But I think it's about time to heal, and so that was the other thing. But I'll work on that another time. And
just a quick suggestion on that is whether the Zetas could help you with that.
I've asked, someone told me to ask for the AFIM, and I think that is a Zeta as well, or they work with the Zetas, the AFIM. I think they work together, and I've asked them for help before, and I'm pretty sure.
AFIM?
AFIM, AFIM.
Oh, okay.
AFIM. They're like healers, but, and I think that they work with the Zetas. I'd have to look that up again, but, I don't think they did anything, but, I feel like I should probably meditate and ask a question, and hopefully someone will come and give me some guidance.
I'm wondering, and then also there's just kind of like sometimes, a journey through things. I used to have migraines, and I'm not exactly sure how that, finally eased itself because, I worked on it this way, and then I did this, and then I did that, and then I did this, and then they got less, and they got less. So sometimes having an ailment takes us on a journey.
I know what I learned. I totally understand that. And it was in my soul contract. I had to get it to. I understand. That's why I'm okay with it.
Yeah. And like I said, I would love to work with you one-on-one because I think a lot can be done, and sometimes there's only so much you can personally learn by,
right.
taking the general public route of reading a book. So with that general public approach to learning about things, feel free to bounce around with what you read. There were several books where I read the first chapter and I got it.
Oh, okay.
Or I didn't want to read a book front to back, so I just would pick it up occasionally and read a few pages. Okay. And I would trust that I got what I got. There were a lot of books that I bought, so warning, that I wasn't even interested in once I started reading them.
That's what's happening with me with these. I went to a multidimensional healing last night, and it was totally not what I was looking for, and it did not apply to me whatsoever. So I'm like, well, it's okay. I went through it, and it wasn't meant for me. It was meant for everyone else who really needed healing currently in their life, and I was hoping to guess that there might have been past life healing that I needed, or in other dimensions where I'm living, and it wasn't like that.
So there you go again. Oh, wow. See, it's like, oh my gosh, you might know more than they know themselves, and why wouldn't a healer include that? You know what I mean? That's right, you know more than they do. Oh, gee, okay.
That's what I kept feeling. I'm like, it's multidimensional healing. You know that we have our parts of our soul from our higher selves, our oversoul, are in other dimensions, living it simultaneously in how many lives, and thousands or millions, and they might need healing, and that's not. I was hoping to help myself, and nope.
So remember some of these ways that you find that things are deficient, because maybe it's a clue that you need to be doing the next multidimensional healing and doing it right.
That's what I was thinking, so that people know that they shouldn't be helping themselves only here. They're everywhere at the same time, and everywhere.
So maybe with your chronic fatigue, maybe that's the approach that you take in your own healing, in your own prayers, and in your own asking. Is where in all that multidimensionality is there a being or an energy or something that can assist you? And have it assist you in all of your multidimensionality. So it might be the 13th dimension out there can do something in your 6th dimension and fix it.
Awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
Or it might be a Zeta matches up with a Pleiadian, and between the two of them, one has one tool, the other has the other tool, and they work really well together for this human stuff. And they're going to work on you by making you have diarrhea tomorrow. I don't know.
Well, Yeah, I mean, like our body has to purge ourselves of whatever is affecting it. I understand that. Yep. And I'm okay to feel worse. That's fine because my body has to go through some crap to heal. So I'm okay with that.
Or maybe it does not.
Maybe not.
Have to go through crap to get better.
But I'm okay with that.
I know. Because you've been good at suffering through these human existences.
Yeah, but it's okay.
All right. Yeah, for sure. All right. So, we did finally get this onto PayPal, correct? So we're
yeah. Let me know. I sent it to you through your email, and I left it there. I hope that you got it. I can go look. It should have went through by now.
Oh, yeah, it did, and I sent you an email about that.
Yeah, you did. As long as it cleared, that's great. I mean,
yep.
It should have.
I'm pretty sure that it did, or else I would have known, and I don't think they send me a notice until it does clear, so.
Oh.
So, very good.
Oh, thank you so much. I'll keep in contact, and I really, really appreciate all of your help, and you're so sweet, and thank you.
You're very welcome. Really nice to talk to you, too. And I hope to hear from you again. And happy exploring.
Oh, thank you.
Consider it an adventure, you know?
I am pretty excited, I know.
and let your people on your home planet know that you're tired of suffering here. So please.
I would just like to be connected to them,
and ask them to help you to experience more and more joy here.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I experienced joy through the kids. For whatever reason, I would rather hang out with kids than grown-ups. It's just I feel more joyous, and also with animals.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
That's kind of like circling back to the beginning of the discussion, you know, that kind of like Snow White feel. Oh, look at the rabbits jumping around you.
That's how I am. I'm like, ooh, I want to cuddle it.
Yeah. So go out in nature. It will be really good for you. And who knows, maybe that's the trick to helping your fatigue.
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I want to connect to the trees and Gaia. And
there's a really great book called Earthing.
Earthing?
Earthing.
Okay.
EARTIH. Earth.
Oh,
ING.
Earthing. Got it.
And by putting your bare feet on the earth.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Yep, I've heard of that. I'll give it. I just like to have shoes outside.
Yeah, I understand. Okay. I understand. What I do too. What I do is I sit in a chair and I pick a nice little place where I feel like I want to put my feet down.
There you go. Yeah.
All righty. Okay. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.